States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call to order, roll call, starting on my right.
Councilperson Josh Hearn.
Councilperson Brent Fire.
Mayor Jimmy John King.
Councilperson Jeremiah Olgen.
Looking for approval of tonight's agenda. Any additions or deletions or anything?
I'll just have one additional announcement under my report. It's the date for the street tour.
Okay.
That should do it from staff.
All right. Looking for a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion for approval.
Second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, that carries. Approval of council meeting minutes, the regular meeting of March 12th.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, that also carries. Then we'll have the minutes of the joint council park board meeting of March 12th.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Questions or discussions on those? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, that carries. Finance and budget, you got the accounts payable and then you have the additional listing with it there. Any questions, direct them over to Administrator Schimmel.
I'll make a motion to approve accounts payable.
You got a motion to approve, do we have a second?
Second.
Any questions on that or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That's passes. That'll take us to motions of general business. First item under general business tonight is outdoor event application. An outdoor event application has been submitted by Haley Lifford, Community Ed Director, for the 4th annual 5K color run to be held on Saturday, May 4th. The event will start on 2nd Street Southwest in front of Central Education Center. The run will continue on 2nd Street to Florence and Bear Cave Parks. Will return to Central. They are requesting that 2nd Street in front of the building be shut down during this time. Haley?
Hi everyone, I don't know if this is on.
No, it ain't.
Just talk really loud.
That's just so
I can
everybody
hear
out in TV land can hear you that.
Oh, there you go. Well, anyways, I'm Haley Lifford, the community ed director here in town. We're over there at Central. This again is our 4th annual color run. We do it as a fundraiser for preschool scholarships. We are definitely in need of preschool scholarships, and this is just a fun family event to get families out and active. And if you're not familiar with it, it's just color dust. It washes off everything. I know Josh and his family have been in it before, so it's just a fun event. You get color dust thrown at you while you go out and run with your family, and we do a 5K, so it goes out into Bear Cave, but we're thinking about doing a route where it's just like a 1 mile, so it's not as long for families this year. So instead of going out in Bear Cave, we'll have them turn around at Florence there. And we do not mark on the street. I just take chalk and I chalk everything out. So, but yes, we're looking for approval to get 2nd Street there right in front of Central blocked off. We have barricades that we've usually used when the race starts. So.
Any other questions for Haley?
We know the routine, we've done it several times, so
Yeah,
it's no
we're
problem,
very
it's been a good event,
appreciative of
and
that, yes.
no issues in Public Works with it, so.
We'll look for a motion to approve then.
I'll make that motion.
Do we have a motion to approve the outdoor event application as submitted? Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That carries. Good luck. Good
All
running.
right, thank you guys.
Next, under this general business is an outdoor event application. Another 5K run. Zion Lutheran Church Youth will be holding their first annual 5K fun run on Sunday, April 28th, starting at 3 p.m. The run will start at the church and run through Meadow Park and then along the various northeast streets and end back at the church. The mapping is attached for this. And you'll have to excuse me, I would introduce you, but I guess
That's fine. My name is Sarah Patton. I'm a member at Zion Lutheran Church. We have 21 youth in grades 9 through 12 traveling this summer for a week-long hiking adventure in the mountains of Montana. So we're holding a 5K race to help raise funds towards their trip expenses. The Zion Lutheran 5K Run, Roll, and Stroll will be held Sunday, April 28th at 3 p.m. in the afternoon. The route will start at the church, and actually first we're going to go through Maplebrook, the townhomes on the trail there, circle east on 12th Avenue. I figured we'd get the uphill part done first. Back on 6th Street, then wind through Meadow Park, Kitty Park, and end again at Zion, where we will have refreshments and a campfire with s'mores. So we're looking to have some good time, good family time, and hopefully it'll be a nice afternoon.
Do you need any help for barricades or anything from?
I don't think I need any barricades. We had discussed maybe getting some cones, a few cones.
All right,
So that's
excellent.
really all we'll be looking for.
Sean's the man to talk to. All right, any other questions? If not, we'll look for a motion to approve this event.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That carries. Thank you. Good luck.
Thanks.
Well, that takes us to mayor, staff, and consultant reports. The mayor's report tonight. We'd like to send our sympathies to the families of Cal Wolf, a longstanding citizen and a teacher forever here at Stewartville, Gertrude Holzerland, and Denise Alstrom. Morning Lions Meal with Appeal will be held on Monday, April 1st. A benefit for Mary Beth Herman, and she would be Mary Beth Schmidt. For anybody that was from the area, they remember her as Arnie Schmidt's daughter. Will be held on Saturday, April 6th. 16th annual Food for Kids is set for April 6th, and I and the council and the city and the staff and the rest of the city would like to send our congratulations out to Deb Lofgren on her 33 years of serving our library patrons. Her heart has always played a big part in serving our seniors and homebounds who needed their books delivered. The kids at Tiger Time and Tiger Tots are surely going to miss her. But I, along with everyone else, have a very strong feeling she'll be showing up there quite often to see them. So congratulations to Debbie after all these years, and congratulations on moving on to something that she enjoys. And the last item I have is from Stewartville Auto. They're taking donations for American Red Cross for the flood relief in Nebraska. Items needed are deodorant, toothpaste, all that kind of stuff, shampoo, conditioners, blankets, pillows, water, diapers, paper towels, most anything that you need to get along every day is what they're looking for out there. So anyone willing to donate something, Stewartville Auto is accepting them, and they're handling for the American Red Cross. That's all I've got for tonight. City Administrator's report.
Pretty brief report in your packet. I'll just comment on a couple items. Obviously, you've seen in the news, the decision went the city's way for the petition for eminent domain. There's also story that there could be an appeal process. The attorney is looking into that. It's not just a simple thing where you appeal the case. It's got some complicated steps to it. And then even then, the judging panel can decide if they accept it or not. And what she basically said is there usually has to be some very erroneous or substantial error in the original trial for them to take it on. Obviously, we're still at the mercy of what they might do. But then there's filing fees, and then it looks like there's going to have to be a bond put in place to secure the city, especially with our plans to continue going. And at this point in time, the attorney said we can. To continue on with our schedule, and then if anything comes back to us different, we'll just have to get back to you and give you those updates. So, let's see here. Then the next item is just from the EDA. If you've seen down on Main Street, the joint effort with Ace Hardware got the sign up finally after all these years. And so some good comments have been coming in about that, just to see that finished look. And then the joint collaborative meeting with the City of Racine, Stewartville Schools, and the Chamber, that Monday the 8th had been set, but that was not or is not confirmed as of yet. So until we get that, because it's the city of Racine's turn to host, we'll have to get back to you with that. So that's changed. Then with regard to the street tour that we talked about, looks like it's going to work out for everybody on May 8th. So if you want to mark that down, and then we'll meet here at City Hall at 4:30. And we'll take you on that tour. And then I just highlighted some upcoming meetings or conferences, so if you are interested in attending those, let Laurel know, and she'll get you all signed up and registered, and I think that should do her.
Any questions for the city administrator? All right, thank you, Bill. You gonna do the finance director's report too?
Yeah, right now, there probably won't be too much for that committee until we start the budgeting process. But obviously, we try to do a workshop coming up here in July. So if you do got ideas for the coming year, you can start getting those into me. And then we'll start putting it together. And then the finance committee, we'll give that the first once over. And then the auditor, so that portion could be coming up here probably most likely in May. Then the auditors said in April or May, they'll have that financial report done on our audit. So they'd like the finance committee to meet so they can review it before they do that summary report to the full council. So I'll keep you posted on when they're ready to go, and then you can pick probably some optional times for that. So that should do it for now. The initial reports, though, were the audit has come back in good, so for the past year. So,
Any questions for Bill on the finance? All right, thank you. Public Works, Sean?
There's a report in there. Wanted to bring up, they did start sweeping today. They got the sweeper out. We're starting with Main Street and 30, which we always do. We concentrate on those today. We will post on Facebook, try to post daily where he'll be to give residents so they can keep their cars out of the way if they can those days. It helps them out a little bit to know that. One other thing is we are getting flooded with ash trees now. Our 3 ash trees in this island out here are infected. We're going to be taking them down shortly, and then we'll have to look at what we do for replacement, how we want to handle that out there. I know we talked about it at the retreat, but we did walk out and I showed Bill where bark's already peeling off where they've been hit with insects there. And we've had other people calling throughout town a lot because it's full bore right now. So this summer, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to have to do something with them. So, and again, we are not taking them down. We're not telling people they have to. We're letting people know that their trees are diseased and that it's their best interest to take them down. So unless there's some different route that you as a council decide to take, that's our approach.
I got a couple questions for you. How's the road to the tree dump? Is that near opening again? Or what are we
Yeah.
looking at there?
Some of the guys were asking about it today.
Well,
We may end up extending it back and keeping the dog park closed off.
Okay, because that was my second question. I've got calls on both parts of it, the tree dump part and the dog park part.
Tomorrow, if we get the 38 mile an hour winds with 60 degrees, I'm hoping that dries that up a lot. Problem is, all that uphill, that snow's got to melt because it runs across it first. So
I was just wondering where it was at, because a couple of them called this weekend, I said, I think it's closed yet, but.
I'm hoping after tomorrow it makes a big difference, and maybe we can pull them tomorrow or the day after. Otherwise, they're just going to get stuck out there and make more of a mess trying to get out there. So.
Right. And then there's one other thing I wanted to bring up to let you know and to put on the record in the council notes. I have been getting some calls again. It's springtime, and of course, everybody's out, everybody's walking their dogs. We're getting some manure here and there where it shouldn't be again, and people aren't doing a good job of picking it up behind their dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And they need to remember that even in the parks or anywhere in city limits, there is a leash law. Now, we have a couple parks, Bryn and Bear Cave and stuff, and they border rural properties. I got a very irate call last night about a dog in a guy's yard again. And I understand, I mean, dog's a dog. It's no different than if it's somebody's property in town or there. But people do need to understand when they cross the road or cross the boundary, they're not in the city limits. And when you're in the rural, we have no control of what homeowners decide they want to do with a dog or something. I just want people to understand that. So you do need to control your dogs even when you're in Bear Cave, and we know we get a lot of them in Bear Cave, but take them out for a run and let them loose. That's why I was wondering if the dog park was near opening again, so,
That will be a little bit longer.
yeah, because we have a nice facility for them now, and that's where I'd like to see people to cut them loose instead of in these parks, not them run.
And when we get to the dog park, once it dries up enough, we can get back there and do some work. We are going to, everything froze up solid enough with as much snow as we got. We couldn't continue to finish that road last fall, but we will continue and get that done so they have a gravel road the whole way, so we don't run into this problem again. But we just didn't have the time last year to get it totally done. There's quite a pile of dirt to haul out of there.
Oh, yeah. And I'm very glad to hear you guys are staying on top and getting the road there and stuff, but I need people to understand, I hope Mark puts in the paper, there is a leash law, even when they're running in the parks. And when they start crossing the roads and they're leaving the city limits, my hands are tied when these irate people call with what they're gonna do.
And it's that time of year, we've had an uptick in dogs down at the pound, and we've got another one down there again now. So it's just that time of year.
I'm just asking, everybody remembers, controls their dogs, keep them on leash, and please pick up behind your dogs. We've got a couple nasty spots, even in downtown, where everybody seems to let them go. So, thanks for the public works for doing as much as they can out there to get that open for us. All right, anything else for Sean or anybody? Thanks, Sean. That'll take us on to city engineer, Jenna.
No report. Projects out on the street, the contractors are looking, I guess. Haven't really gotten any questions, but we do have 6 prime contractors with it in their hands, so.
Have we, since the judge's ruling, are we able to, or have we already surveyed across that property or on that property, whatever we have to do there?
No, we do not have rights to that property until the
Okay.
16th of May.
But we planned around it.
We planned around it, we planned through it,
Yeah,
we just have to survey and check it.
yeah, that's, I was just wondering how that went. Okay.
Do you got any bids in yet?
They all get submitted at the same time
Okay.
on the date. So.
Usually, Brent, they get submitted about 3 minutes before the time they're supposed to be here.
They bring them with us, they come with them.
Yes, they go until the last minute to make sure that nobody else pulled plans or suppliers give them the best price, or they're contacted all suppliers and everything else, or all subcontractors, and make sure that they can work out the best.
But you can kind of gauge by, have you had many people ask for the plans?
Yeah, well, there's 6 prime contractors
Okay.
and probably a dozen subcontractors and suppliers
That
right now.
gives you a little idea, Brent.
Yep.
All right, thank you, Jenna. Any other questions for Jenna? All right, thank you. Pat, library director's report?
My report is in your packet this evening, and what I wanted to point out is Thursday evening, we are having a Minnesota author come to our library. It's part of the Legacy Tour, and it's sponsored through Selco and the state of Minnesota Legacy. And we're having Doug Ullman come this year. He's been here before. He was here probably about 4 years ago. And when he came the last time, he talked about barns. And that was a very interesting topic. This time he's going to be talking about cemeteries. And we've been doing some looking through his books and things and what he has on cemeteries. And we think it's going to be a very interesting talk. And one of the things is learning about what is the difference between a cemetery and a graveyard. And he is both a Minnesota author and photographer. And most of his work is with photography and then the writing that goes with his work. So it's free, open to the public, and we're very happy that through Selco we can have the author come. Because otherwise it'd be very expensive if we didn't have this connection.
Good. Wow. Any questions for Pat? Comments? Thank you for putting that on, Pat. Very nice article in the paper about you and Debbie.
Thank
So
you.
it's nice to see. All right, that'll take us to fire chief's report. Fire chief's not here, but we do have the Stewartville Fire Department report in your packet. You can peruse that. That'll take us to committee, commission, and board reports. First one will be Chamber of Commerce. They have their e-letter in there. A lot of things coming up in April and May again. Take a look at that. EDA, HRA. Minutes of the March 19th meeting are in your packet. Finance,
Nothing.
library,
Nothing.
park board,
Fun.
personnel. Nothing at this time. We have had a couple submissions for a director's position.
Go.
When does that close?
It's closed, so you'll have to set up a time to interview
Okay.
now for
All right.
coming week.
Planning and zoning,
Nothing.
public safety. Mike, you got anything?
April 6th is when we have our crime-free housing seminar. We have a few registrations for that. Good opportunity to, if you rent, lease, anything like that within city limits, you can get your license. There's a savings there if you do this training. Also, it's very important with crime-free housing. Really, it talks about the owner of the property and empowering them and how they are able to concentrate on that, whether there's issues with the renters. It creates that relationship with law enforcement so that we can target these issue areas and then, enhancing the quality of life just overall wherever it may be, apartment complex or anything. So we encourage anyone that owns property to go to that training April 6th.
All right. Thank you for that. Any questions for Mike? Anything, other comments from public safety members? All right, thank you, Mike. Public Works,
Nothing.
have we taken delivery on the loader yet, Sean?
What's that?
Has the loader been delivered yet, or?
In May.
May, okay. Ready?
Just a newsletter, but you'll now start seeing minutes as they come forth with our re-up in the membership.
All right. Roll call.
No report this month, or this meeting.
School 180. Nothing at this time. Now. Ready for this? As we've been waiting, we've been wondering, and we're glad you're here. Our Transit Advisory Committee report. Mr. Mahal.
Last week we had our annual meeting, our
I
quarterly.
think you should come to the podium so
Come on up to the
that
podium.
they can hear. Sorry, so the public can hear.
This is a big deal. You gotta get up here.
So last week we had our quarterly meeting and they're very excited because the new building is planning on opening in July in Caston, very nice place. We've taken a tour through it and we avoided last week because it was a little bit muddy, but it's coming along very nicely. The doors are all in, it's all enclosed, and it looks really nice. They were developing a service recommendation on doing a study of the communities, and I wanted to bring this to you, but this is just a draft, and so the final will be coming out when that is, when we get that, I'll pass that on. Our service numbers for 2018 were similar. We're still staying just very consistent on our numbers, and they'd like to see them go up. DOT would like to see them at a higher level, and DOT is very dedicated to Stewartville to come up with ideas and to make it meet their numbers, and so they're continuing to be dedicated to support our service here. The riders appear very happy with our driver, Tom, so kudos to Tom. Jim is working on developing a budget to ask the different communities to contribute to the capital fund. So when a bus needs to be replaced in the different communities, that we've all contributed to the capital fund, and so one community doesn't have to come up with all the money. joint contribution. And so when when he develops the numbers, I'll get you that information and you guys can decide. I'm planning on meeting with Jim in April to brainstorm and to develop some plans to increase ridership. And some ideas were to survey community needs and maybe do Facebook information to get the word out to those that don't know that this service is provided. And then we're planning on implementing those plans in May and evaluate a result in June. And that's what we have until I can get you a final report.
Thank you for the report. We don't have to wait once every 6 months. You can give us a report every month if you want. But thank you for doing that for us.
Thanks for the opportunity.
All right, that'll take us to communications. Items under there, as Bill mentioned earlier, the SEMLM. Talked to Laurel about any of those meetings there. We've got a Homestead County Community Health Assessment. And is that listening session? Yeah.
Yeah, where they're just hoping for, this is more for just the community at large, to come in and give feedback to them about the area
So
health.
that's April 30th at 6 to 7:30 at our Civic Center.
Correct.
Provide your voice on important health issues. Then you got Food for Kids is in there, tells you about what a worthwhile project that is and how we can help all if you have a little time or a little extra cash. That'll take us to the open mic. Open mic policy, the city council welcomes and encourages participation from community members. Please keep in mind that your comments must be pertinent to city business and you must adhere to the data privacy rules. No employee's name may be used. Please do not expect action from the council this evening regarding your concerns. We would also request that your comments be limited to 4 minutes. Speakers will be recognized only once. At this time, we would ask that anyone who would like to address the city council to please step up to the podium and please state your name and address. Doesn't look like anyone would like to participate, so we'll move motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Second. We got it all over. Motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Motion to